Alright, this is the People in Position to Know Recordings Records Digest 4 record set. They come in hand-bound Readers Digest books from the 50s and the 60s. It's got artwork, 2 pages of artwork from every band. We've got Graves from Portland and a 5-inch. We've got Golden Boots from Tucson and a 5-inch. Got Turner Cody from New York City and a 5-inch, and Southerly from Portland and a 5-inch. Along with that, you've got a CD that has all of the audio tracks, and it's playable on a CD player, a computer, and a car stereo, as well as being playable on a turntable. The turntable track is actually a remix that I did, more of like a mashup from the individual instrumental tracks from each of the recordings. If you're interested in seeing how each one of these was made, first off, we had to silkscreen all the individual pages. There are 4 individual pages, double-sided, plus a pocket for each of the records. I had to actually find all of the different books, bought them at garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, swap meets, Craigslist, all kinds of different places. Then we had to actually foil press the front cover on there using a hot foil stamper. Then my beautiful wife stamped and used embossing powder to put the People in Position to Know logo. Before each of the pages was silk screened, they had to be cut. You'll recognize this paper if you have the Wooden Wand and Golden Boots split 7-inch. Those came from some file or some like school folders that I found at a Goodwill, and I kept the tops off for the Wooden Wand Golden Boots, and I kept the pockets for this project. Also had to cut up a bunch of these spacers, which are book board, and they're going to be put into the book so that the book itself doesn't expand. It makes room for the CDs and the record. So the first thing that I do is also the books, you have to cut them apart, pull out all the pages, recycle the pages, and then bind it with either book tape, gaffer's tape, or duct tape in some cases. The first thing I'm going to do now that I've got all the parts together is put in a piece of the book board on each of the covers, and then set them aside so that the glue can dry and it can be nice and sturdy. The glue isn't actually going to bind the book together, it just keeps all the pages in place so that when you go to bind them, they don't slide around. Then you have to take one of each of the pages, put them in order, make sure that they line up on this side, and clamp them down so they don't go anywhere. Elmer's glue all. Now we have to separate each page with a piece of the book board. It's about to get really boring. Imagine doing this 75 times, which is how many times I have to do it. Yes, I know you're bored, so am I, but it has to be done. Okay, once you got those all stuck together, you need to attach them to the covers. Making sure that you've got equal amount of book edge on each side. There's a much fancier glue that you can use, but Elmer's glue works okay. And since it's not really holding the book together permanently, it's not really all that important. You move the clips over here to hold to bind the cover together. You let that dry for a little while. Here's another one that I've already done. Then you need to drill 4 holes in it. Which is harder than you might expect. Make sure that it's got a good hole in the back. You take one of these faux leather cords, and using a binding trick that my friend Rick showed me, tightly bind in through each of the holes. And eventually, it takes too long to actually show you, you come out with it looking about like that. Every once in a while you'll have an imperfection. The covers won't line up just right somewhere, but that's part of being handmade. So